So it's important, again, to give yourself that space to focus on the present, because Carlos made the best point there. If I'm constantly thinking about the future, not only am I missing opportunities to connect with real people now, or real opportunities now, or personal development now, but I'm wasting a lot of my emotional capacity. I'm burning it all on things that are out of my control, as you said, because I can't influence it right now. And that ends up, in some cases, prohibiting me or scaring me away from actualizing opportunities that might be in front of me right now.
Yeah, and from even from a applied behavior analysis standpoint, like from behavior analysis, there's this term that we use called basically response effort. Like decrease your response effort, meaning that make it easier for you to engage in those behaviors that are going to help you do that healing. So if you're trying to do like, for example, if you're trying to do some meditation, like where and you're in a public place where everyone's yelling and doing all that stuff, pushing on you, like it's going to be a lot more difficult. So find a term that works best for you. Like again, like maybe it's in the morning. Maybe like you're a busy parent, and you don't have like time in the morning. Find another time throughout the day that works best for you to decrease that response effort, to make it easier for you to go through like that race and basically remove those hurdles from your path to make it easier for you to get to that finish line, which is, just FYI, there's no finish line. There's no finish line. This is that value that we work towards. Like values is not something that you're like, oh, I reached it. I made it. No, it's something that you constantly work for and work towards. So it's something that's important to remember. And even if you need another reason to do this shadow work, to do this, basically this inner work, and sit through your feelings and really feel your feelings. We're all living in this really busy society right now. A lot of us are tired. A lot of us are exhausted. This is going to help you have more energy, because a lot of the energy that we're investing into basically time traveling is what I call it when I talk to my kiddos. Like you're living in the past or worrying about the future. You're time traveling. You can use a lot of that energy to bring it back to the present moment. And that's going to give you a lot more energy to live here now and figure out what you can do now that's in front of you that's going to help you get to where you want to be and move closer to your values. Gain that, you can gain a lot of that energy back. Yeah, like it might take 50 minutes of your day or however long you might need. Some people need an hour meditation. Or some people need like 3 hours of journaling. Some people need, a lot of people need a lot of hours of therapy. But the whole point is that that's going to literally give you back a lot of that energy that you're giving to something that's not serving you. That's what I'm trying to do here. So gain that energy back by putting some effort in now so that you can actually release some of that and bring some of that energy back to the present moment. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that really matters. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. Even top billionaires and scientists in the world don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And what happened in the past happened in the past. So the only thing that we can really focus on and make an actual change in is the now. And in the now, we have two options. We can either do something about it or accept it as it is. That's up to us. And like, I mean, there's sometimes some things that you just have to accept as they are. Like, that's like me, like, oh, my hair, like, oh, I wish my hair was like, like flaccid and all that stuff. No, I'm going to accept it and embrace my hair for as nappy as it is and like all of that stuff and really find gratitude in that as well. Or like I could do something about it maybe and like, get my hair done, get like, what's that? My mom used to do this stuff. I don't know what it's called, but like they get it all straightened out or whatever.
The relaxers.
Yeah.
Chemical relaxer.
Exactly that. I'm not trying to do that. She told me he's stung, so I'm not about it. But overall, like we do have that choice, and usually, one of the best things we could do is come back to the present moment. A lot of the anxiety that our communities experience is because they're time traveling. They're literally living in the past or worrying about the future. When
Hmm.
you feel like that you're in that situation, you're concerned about like, oh, like, what am I gonna do next month? Like, where you're doing all of that and like basically living the anxiety of the future that hasn't even happened yet. I
There you
highly,
go.
I highly suggest coming back to the present moment and even just being grateful for what's around you, being grateful for your body. That's really going to
Mhm.
allow you to really experience the beauty that's around you now.
Yeah.
And also going to
Yes.
open up opportunities for you in the future because sometimes you get so attached to an outcome that we create it. Like we create that outcome when there could have been a lot of other situations and avenues that we could have taken, but we're so attached to one outcome that we make it happen.
Yes. Yeah. No, I want to add to that last part. In therapy, we call that a self fulfilling prophecy. If,
Ooh,
if
love those.
if you tell yourself this is going to happen, I'll give like the most basic example I usually tell myself. So like if you roll over, let's imagine it's first thing in the morning, and you roll out of bed, and you're like, man, this day is about to suck.
Mm,
You better believe that your day ain't going well. It's
no.
not because you had a bad day. It's
Mm,
because you set the tone and the expectation that the day was not going to go well. That's the power of your mind.
yeah.
So if you put yourself in a situation, you can convince yourself, this is what it looks like. Therefore, this is what it is. But that doesn't actually mean that that's what it is.
Mm,
That's just what you're convincing yourself of. So I always like to link that to like talking about like our bias, right? Our personal implicit bias. It is
mm,
quite strong, and it will make you think things that are true that are not. It will make you think things that are real that are not. So it's important, again, to give yourself that space to focus on the present because Carlos made the best point there. If I'm constantly thinking about the future, not only am I missing opportunities to connect with real people now or real opportunities now, or personal development now, but I'm wasting a lot of my emotional capacity, which is finite. It is finite. You don't have unlimited emotional capacity every day, for those
but,
of you that don't know. It's limited, it's capped out. You got to replenish it. I'm burning it all on things that are out of my control, as you said, because I can't influence it right now. And that ends up, in some cases, prohibiting me or scaring me away from actualizing opportunities that might be in front of me right now. Right? And then some people live in the future, some people live in the past, some people live in both. We go back to the sled, right?
mm,
Imagine, imagine if anybody's ever put on a weight vest before.
ooh,
Imagine you have like a 20-pound weight vest on, right? Like let's say you get out of your house, you get ready to get in your car, you put on a weight vest. It's 20, 25 pounds. That weight represents your pain. It represents your trauma, right? You doing some of the things that we've touched on today and we've touched on in the past, you're removing little pieces of that weight. I'm connecting this to what Carlos said earlier with the track analogy, right? I'm going to be able to move faster. I'm going to be able to get to where I'm trying to go more quickly, meaning growing into the person I want to become, the parent I want to become, the lover I want to become, the friend I want to become, the entrepreneur, the employee, the student, whatever we're talking about. Actualizing, becoming this person I want to be. I'm making it easier because
mm,
I'm taking all the weight out. I'm not ugh, free myself. I don't want to drag this no more, right? If anybody's haven't done that, like try it. If you've never done it, put a weight vest on, even just a 5-pound weight. Put it
mm,
on. Walk around for an hour. Take it off. You will feel the difference. I
100%.
assure you, you will feel the difference. It will feel like freeing. You're like, this is easy. Walking, this is light work. I can do this all day, right? That's what it can feel like emotionally. To Carlos's point, it makes it emotionally easier to be more motivated, to be more encouraged, to be more focused, to do all the other things that I want to do with my life.
Mm,
I want that for all of us,
yeah.
right? Support it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. We can all work towards this, and we can all really take that weight that weight vest off. Um,
Yeah.
and sometimes like the best way for us to do it is gradually, like you said, just take a weight at a time. Like like okay, a little bit. I'm on 20 pounds, and like just work through that, and like eventually, again, to bring it back to what I said before, you gain more energy. You'll start doing even more than you were able to do
You
before.
will.
You're like, oh wow, yeah, that's because you literally, physically, and mentally have more energy.
Yes.
That's literally not being wasted. I don't even like using the word waste, but like if it's not being used to get you to move closer to your values, then it's low key a waste. Um,
Yeah.
it's low key a waste. So why waste one of the most valuable resources we have, which is our energy and our attention, and
Yes.
when we can actually like use it and to something that's actually going to get us to where we want to be, going to help us become that person that we want to become, and move and achieve the things that we want to achieve. um
Yes. Very important. Very, very,
for,
very important. And I want to add one last thing in talking
oh,
about, like, again, like just the importance of what we're saying here. If I allow myself to sit in that discomfort, right, to go through all the different feelings that come with whatever challenge I'm facing, it's not just about how I'm using that to move forward, right? It's also like you got to think about it like this. I'm also helping myself build up like an emotional armor.
mm,
When I have to go through future difficult experiences, which we all will, whether you want to or not. Believe it or not, you're actually making it easier to learn how to overcome those future situations that you don't even know when they're going to come. You don't even know. Because they're gonna, that's life. It just throws stuff at us, and we have to respond, not react. We have to respond.
mm,
But if I learn how to deal with a lot of these different challenges, if I learn to shift my thinking and my perspective a little bit, that's going to help build me up in such a way that when a new situation presents itself, you're like, you know what? I was talking with Carlos about this last time, and he pointed out that I dealt with something similar, even though it was really hard for me. I think I can do it again. I believe I could do it again. And that might be a pivotal step in my journey between me actualizing sooner, being on my path, meeting my purpose, whatever, however you want to say that. Becoming the person that I want to become. That's making it easier to get there, right? That's the importance, the whole point, bringing it all back together. That's the importance of learning to embrace being uncomfortable, dealing with those emotions, not being afraid and running from all that stuff. You're actually going to do yourself a disservice in the future because you're not going to understand how to deal with those challenges in the future. You're going to look back and say, that thing broke me.
mm-hmm,
How the hell am I going to deal with this one?
mm-hmm.
I didn't even figure out how to deal with the last one.
So it just stacks up. It just keeps building on
Right.
each other. Yeah, yeah.
It's like a very bad game of Jenga. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, I don't want to play this game anymore, man. This is not like, I pull it one little thing, my whole thing falls apart. I don't want to
Start
play this
messing with
game.
people. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Like this is not the vibe. This is not the vibe.
Right.
I want to put myself in the position to say, no, this is going to help me so much more in the future. I'm building myself up to develop resiliency.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what resiliency is, it's helping you bounce back through failure or through adversity. Going back to Jackie's point, losing a loved one is adversity. Losing a job, adversity. Relationship, adversity. All of those scenarios, I have to learn to embrace being uncomfortable because it's inherently uncomfortable. It just is,
Yep.
right? So I have to find a way. I have to find a way to manage that. That's the purpose of why we're talking about this. So I hope that I've said it maybe in a few different ways that it will resonate with some of you that may not have known that before.